So, welcome to another episode of Elevate. I am your host, Justin Caraway. And today I want to do a little something different. This show will be a pre recorded show, but we will air tomorrow at 7 p.m. for everyone that won't understand what's going on. But I wanted to take the time out to really talk about a topic that is, I feel, hugely important in a big opportunity, as well as still got to watch yourself and know what's going on out there. And that is the Bank of America loan and the target audience that they're attracting and what they're trying to do here. And for some, it is a great opportunity, in my opinion. And for some of us, it's not necessarily needed. And there's really not a lot of benefit there. But without any further ado, I have two special guests that have way more insight, way more information on this topic than what I do. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring in my two special guests and let them give you a brief introduction. And we're going to get this conversation rolling. And hopefully you guys take away some good keynotes, some good points. And at the end of the day, these are my friends. These are people that I do care about, and they have a very, very strong key into a very strong grip in the community, and they're there to help you as well. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and bring in Joshua and Miss Cheryl.
Hey, everybody.
Hi there.
So, we're going to start, of course, ladies first, because I know Joshua is the ultimate gentleman.
Yes,
So,
correct.
Miss Cheryl Harris, without any further ado, will you please give the people your intro?
Well, my name is Cheryl Harris, as Justin mentioned. So, of course, that's what it's going to be. But I'm originally from Hawaii. My husband is a military veteran. We've been here since 2007, and we've seen this city grow from a two-lane 75 highway to I don't know how many lanes right now. So, to be in a city where it's grown so rapidly and to witness those things is a great thing. And I'm a realtor. I'm also a banker. I'm a mother of three children, and I got three loud bulldogs, so you might hear them in the background.
Now, wait a minute. Are y'all guys breeding bulldogs, or what's the deal with that?
No, we're not breeding them. Now I do have, well, let's say I just had one litter, and their grandma has a good litter for sale right now. So, we didn't breed them. We just had one litter.
Okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Next time. Let me know. I may be interested.
I mean, I do. We'll talk offline.
All right, Mr. Parker, sir.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Joshua Parker. I'm a great guy, matter of fact. I'm Joshua Parker, and like he stated to y'all, I'm in the community. Me and my son came out with a book called Joshua Learns to Save, talking about financial literacy. I bought my first house when I was 21. I'm an Airbnb owner. That's what made me get into real estate, because I seen the foundation and the generational wealth that it can bring to communities and also families. Got background, I bought homes, sold homes, and I just want to see everybody move forward in life and win. Everybody want to win, right? So
Absolutely.
That's just
That's
my
right.
background, and I just I'm here to help, and with all the information that I have, and I'm excited.
Thank you. So we're gonna dive right into it. Of course, the topic is the B of A loan, and I don't know if they have a name for the loan, but everyone knows what we're talking about. If you don't know, you're living under a rock. Pick up your phone, do whatever, read a book, do something, pick up your newspaper, pick up your phone. You should see it, or you should have been saw it by now. But anywho, this loan is really targeting what I would consider not just African Americans, but people like lower income, maybe, rough credit history, maybe challenges in their life that keeps them out of positioning for qualifying for your traditional FHA or conventional loan or SBA loan, which a lot of people don't know much about SBA loans, but that's a different topic. We're not here to discuss that. But I wanted to, Josh, I saw you were doing some good stuff on Facebook about it. You actually did a live video where you gave people more insight and more of a feel of how they could benefit from this loan. I would like for you to just go ahead and talk on that. How do you feel like this can benefit people, or how do you feel like this can help people? And also, sorry, cut you off, but before we go on that, I want to keep in mind, everybody keep in mind, this is not just for African Americans. It's not just for Hispanics. Keep that in mind. But if you read the fine lines and you pay attention to things, you can sort of see why I'm making sure I state this, because it's too many people that I've already seen. That's unfair. That's not right. They shouldn't be getting those type of special privileges. Well, you probably don't want to live in the damn community no way. So with that being said, Josh, you got the floor, brother.
Yes, man. One thing that I like to point out to everybody, and this is a disclaimer, I don't work for Bank of America. You know, I'm just a real estate agent. I just want to give this information out to people that can help them or basically motivate them to purchase a home. When Bank of America came out with this plan August the 30th at 9 a.m., I automatically gave them a call around like 11:30. And when I gave them a call, they basically asked me, what am I calling for? And I told them about the affordable home loan. And they was like, what is it called? And these are the people that's working for Bank of America. It was so fresh. So all the questions that I had for them, I had to do follow-up call with them. So basically, when I asked them a question such as, hey, is no credit on check? It was like, one moment, let me check. And of course, they go and press a button, and then they say, oh yeah, it's no credit check. But they still checking your credit, and it's a special credit program that they basically look at your utilities, your card note, things that's basically revolving monthly to show how you're paying your bills. Okay, so it's still a habit type of thing that they still paying attention to. All right, and a lot of people was going right into it, no closing costs and no down payment. And when I asked, I said, hey, is no closing costs? Is no down payment? I said, wait one moment, and you can hear them clicking it because they don't know about this, y'all. I called them at 2 hours after it dropped. So everything that I asked them about, they actually had to go into their system and go to the you can hear the click. Oh, okay, that's what it does. So that first call, it really wasn't like informative. So I had to make another phone call the following day, basically have them do a little more information on it. And then they just did a rundown for me. And these are the highlights. I said, no down payment, no credit score, asterisk on there. They still going to run your credit. No closing costs, upfront documents needed, recent paycheck stubs, income requirement, max income. I got 132 on my notes, but it's like 132 and some change. So I like to say 132. And it's zip code specific. Okay. And it's buying in 50% minorities census tracking. So right now they have Denton County, Collin County, Rockwall, Kaufman, Ellis County, and Hunt County. And most people say, where is that? And I tell them, go to Google and just put Denton County, and it'll have like a whole map. It's crazy what Google can do for you guys. But that's what I let people know. They're like, what about this area? What about it? Just put the county in. It'll show you. And most people, and then the next thing it said processing time is case by case, 25 to 30 days once contracted. I'm sorry, y'all. I have a 1-year-old.
Nah, you good.
He's gonna chime in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Give his 2 cents. Also on bankruptcy, it said a lot of flexibility here. Repo charges, it's flexible. I'm telling you, it's case by case, y'all. It's nothing flat. I don't care what loans out there, is nothing that's gonna fit me, that's gonna fit Justin, and gonna fit the next person. You understand? So everything is case by case. DTI factors is 50% max DTI. And I know y'all know what DTI means: debt to income, debt going out, income coming in, and that's just 50%. Okay. So those are the top things. And I try to look at those things and point out the great things. And of course, a lot of people been coming to me and saying, Josh, I don't trust it. It's Bank of America. I said, but who do you bank with? They'll say Bank of America. They'll say Wells Fargo. They'll say all these other places. But you know what? All those places has done something bad in this particular community. You understand? And you still bank with them. So I feel like anytime that you follow the money, you will understand why everybody does what they do. You understand? So right now, this particular loan is 15 billion allocated to this particular program.
Miss Harris, the floor is yours, ma'am.
All right. So, I thought about it both ways. Yes, it's a great opportunity, but then I also thought about it as, what exactly are we buying in those communities? What are they going to let us? I wouldn't say going to let us, but what are they going to appraise or approve, for that particular, that particular demographic that's applying to purchase those homes. And also, I feel like it's a great marketing way to,
Yes.
because with any type of loans, you can't discriminate. You can't say it's just for Black or Hispanics, or you're giving more opportunity for Black or Hispanics. I think it's great marketing. And I think, for us, it's a great opportunity for us as realtors to really take this opportunity and educate exactly what we need to get approved for a loan, and then go from there. Again, I'm really interested to see exactly where the zip codes are and really canvass the area and make sure that, we're not in a position to where we are getting approved for these loans at whatever interest rate, and then we're upside down, or, you know what I mean? We go through all that rigorous system, and then there's all these stipulations behind it. And, the information is not out there for everybody to see. And most mortgages aren't. But again, even the loan officers are not fully equipped to provide the information that we may need to dig deeper, or, just for more investigation and whatnot. But
Right.
I think it is a great opportunity. And I think the more we ask, Bank of America or whoever is going to jump on board with this loan is going to have to provide the information for. And once that information is provided, not only provided, but, us taking responsibility and distributing that with our community, then I think it's a great opportunity for our community to reinvest in the communities that they're providing to be purchased or to be, approved for. Does that kind of make sense?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I totally agree with everything you're saying. Everything that anything that's presented to us, we definitely have to do the research. And this is what I tell all my clients to do. Call a number like I call. Any question that you have, you can call them as well, because that's what I did. I called, took notes. I let them know, hey, I'm a real estate agent, and I'm calling to get as much information as you able to give to me.
Right.
Don't give me their email address, their personal telephone number, because I was calling so many times. And then I know a lot of people asking about the lien. Would it be a lien? And from the information that I called 3 times, they said it would be no lien on these particular loans. Also, the minorities that's staying in those particular counties that I spoke to you about, the zip codes, you already standing there. You are probably already renting a home. You probably already in an apartment in that particular county. So why wouldn't you try to still stay in that particular county? Because you already feel comfortable. Obviously, if you've been staying there this long, you probably already feel comfortable with that particular area, and that'll be good for you to own a home, a piece of that zip code. I know a lot of people is looking at it in a negative way, and some looking at it in a positive way. And one of the things that I like to point out to you is, if you have an 800 credit score, 700 credit score, you already have your down payment. This is not for you. This is not for you. You know, this is something in the communities. I keep doing this because a lot of people, you know, state those communities or whatever. But in these communities, people are already staying there. And if they're not already staying there, they already getting particular benefits already. They already have T-Shack, you know, in different areas already. And these can be new builds. These can be pre-existing homes. They're not telling you, hey, you have to be 1,000 square foot home. They're not giving you a minimal or a maximum that I've seen lately. But I should try it. I think you should just try it.
I think we should try, and
Absolutely.
I think that's the main thing. We should at least try, and then, like I said, the more we try, the more information we'll have as far as like what's being provided and what, you know, what the information is, because they have to disclose and we have to have the fine print. So the more we attempt, the more information we get. And at the end of the day, this type of information is always an opportunity, you know, to grow and whatnot. So,
and one of the things that I've been doing is I've been getting like 60 to 30 calls a day about Bank of America. And I just love that this getting the community excited to even want to buy a home.
Right.
Yeah.
Most people, and I love that. I get that energy to provide that information when they give me a call about it. I'm like, oh, okay, tell me a little bit about what you're looking for. What area? What's your credit score? Have you missed? Oh, this is the thing. Have you missed any payments in the last 12 months? If you miss 2 payments in the past 12 months, you will not be qualified. Okay, guys? I want you to understand, and this is another thing. Some people have been dealt a bad hand with credit because financial literacy was not a part of the community, guys. So that's one of the reasons why we're behind in buying homes, because of that financial literacy.
Now, Josh, let me ask you this. We gonna be real on this.
Yeah.
When you say that, as far as the financial literacy piece, that is particularly the Black and brown community.
Correct.
And shout out to Cheryl, because we know you Hawaiian. And
I'm
you too.
actually Filipino. I'm not Hawaiian.
Learn something new today.
But it's so true that, you know, we take those steps to, like you guys are saying, apply, just see what they say. And most people don't understand this, but when you apply for a mortgage, you should be looking at every opportunity anyway. You should be looking at SBA loans, FHA loans, conventional loans. You need to see what is best going to fit you and your financial needs in your picture. Because like Josh said earlier, what loan may fit him may not fit me, may not fit Cheryl. It may fit you.
There's a lot of different ones, and it's not just, you know, there's just a lot that you can do. There's options. And I think this is another great option,
right?
Especially
Absolutely.
with the credit.
Correct.
So
yeah, and I feel like when you have options, you have an area of opportunity. Because one of the things about this particular program that is giving you access to something that you probably didn't have access to, because maybe you was on a college campus and Pizza Hut came and offered you a credit card and you spent the whole $500 and you applied for the next Sears when they came on your campus, and that's $500. Now you got both $500 credit cards all the way up to the max, and you didn't pay for it. Now your credit score just kept dipping. And with that information that you didn't have, your credit score was affected by that. Now, fast forward to this particular program, you've been the model citizen, you've been paying your bills on time, you've been paying your mortgage on time, you just been doing good, but you just can't get over the hump of what you done earlier. This program is for you. If you have an 800 or 700 credit score, 640 credit score, you already have money saved. You already know that you don't want to be in these particular counties that I mentioned earlier. Then you can go and do other things. And like Justin said earlier, it's so many other loan. It's so many other loan programs that you should try.
This is not the only one. This is
not the only one.
This is not the only one, and you will be surprised. And I think it really, really, really comes down to knowing there's an option. And this is just one of them. And you know, Bank of America is big. They're going to advertise that, but they're not advertising it as strong as before. So we know it's out there, but it's I haven't really seen it on the news. I've seen other things on the news recently, but there hasn't been as strong. It hasn't been as strong as it was in the beginning. So with that being said, it's an option. You know, the best thing to do is talk to a realtor so they can direct you to, you know, he can, the loan officer that you were talking to at Bank of America, I'm sure is probably excited that you've been calling a lot. And you know, and that's another thing, and that's another relationship that you can build. So, like I said, it's just knowing there's an option. Sometimes if we don't know it's an option, or if we don't try, then, you know, for example, if I didn't try my hand in real estate, I wouldn't have been a realtor. Correct. It's an option. It's an option. But why not? You know, we grow up sometimes thinking like, oh, I can't do that. But guess what? Everybody's human. And, you know, you got to try it. You got to try and figure it out.
Yeah.
And this is a great option.
It's a great option. And the thing is, you should never count yourself out. Never count yourself out. One of the things you got the tools, you got Google, as I said earlier. You just got to understand that what your friend did to get her house or his house, it probably wouldn't work for you because their DTI is different. Their credit is different. Where they want to stay is different. Location matters, guys. So one of the things you got to have an understanding is do your research. And then the research that you find, you can come and ask me and Cheryl about, hey, what you think about this? What you think about this? And we're going to have answers. And if we don't have answers, what we going to do?
Go get it.
We going to find them.
We don't want to lose you.
That's what we're good at. We're good at finding out the answers.
We don't want to lose you.
We don't want to lose you, no.
Now, let me ask you guys this. Are you guys familiar with the NACA program? Because that was one of the main things that when I saw this, that was the first thing that came to mind was they're just taking away the NACA program and applying it to themselves. Is it any truth to that, or was that just my assumption?
Well, Bank of America, powered NACA.
Yeah, that's why I was saying they would just basically, all right, we'll take it from here.
Yeah, I don't never want to talk bad about any program, but NACA is very stringent, and it's very long. And I feel that you have to do a lot more things for NACA. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when you submit an offer and you show NACA, personally speaking, 90% of the time 100% of the time I haven't won that deal. That just
is okay. So let me ask you this. Do you feel like this loan in particular will pose the same challenges that you got with the NACA loan?
No, I don't think it will, because it don't have any bad things right now coming out. Everything is good. As she stated earlier, the money is behind this particular program. It's all positive. It's in their laps to lose this. You understand? They have the motive. they have the momentum to basically have everything in loans right now with Bank of America. Is in their laps to lose right now.
But being realistic with ourselves and being honest here, with COVID and everything that went on with that, and we know people, lost jobs, lost a lot of income, lost different means of income. Do you feel as if this loan came at a time that people, me and Cheryl talked about this offline before, but I sort of feel like this loan came at a time for Bank of America to sort of try to build those relationships back up, but also at a challenging time for people that they can say, hey, we tried, no one really qualified, or no one really, met our standards. Unfortunately, we wanted to help the community, but the community just wasn't ready to receive the help. Do you feel like that's something that could possibly be something that happened? Because if you notice, no other bank got on board with this. It's only B of A right now.
I feel like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you got it.
No, just listening and just taking a step back, I feel like Bank of America may have, and again, this is totally an opinion. I'm just a thought. Yeah. It kind of reminds me of those, I don't want to say any other corporate names, but I don't know if I'm allowed to or not. Okay, like those Home Partners or Divvy programs.
Oh,
I feel like it's like it's a big, like a big Divvy program, and the underwriting criteria is quite similar on those ends. But what at the end of the day, what I want to know is if their DTI is going to be 50%, that's just DTI. That's not including, anything else. Is that so? Where is that going to really put the home buyers? And that's what I want to make sure is like, what is the payment going to be? And that's my only thing, because there may be some risk to cover Bank of America. What are the risk factors that they're going to consider, and how are they going to, balance that out if that's the case? Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
That's the only thing I have. That's just like, okay, what is that? And on top of that, how long does it have to be to where that particular underwriting, or how long do they have to keep this particular loan for? For example, if I fit the criteria and I'm 21, and it just so happens that I have great credit, and this is my income at 21 because, or whatever job I have, how long do I have to be in that loan? Can I pay that? What if I pay that loan off? Do you see what I'm getting at? So if I pay that particular loan off early, do I have to keep it in a personal, or am I going to come back in, make an investment property and turn around and do that? Like, what are the stipulations of that? That's the only thing. Those are the questions I have. I didn't ask them, so that's why I'm
pretty sure they're going to make it where you have to be in the home for a certain amount of time. That only makes sense for them to be able to recoup the money that they're going to use, right? And not only that, but your interest rate probably is going to be a little bit higher than what the traditional loans are, because of
be longer. Yeah,
exactly. Because of the credit check, because of the, no closing costs, because you really have no skin in the game, so to speak, right? Besides, hey, I'm showing that I can pay bills on time. That's really something that me personally, wrapping my brain around it, that's something that I struggle with. And I get it for us, as far as Black and brown community, we see this, and it really is a great opportunity for us to get a foot in the door. Now, yes, it's going to be challenging. It's going to be harder than I would say the average traditional. Absolutely. But you get an opportunity to try to take advantage of, like Josh said, getting into the game of owning a house, or being able to buy a house, or being able to say, yes, I have property in my name,
Right.
which is, something that a lot of us didn't imagine being able to see until we reach certain ages. And a
That's true.
testament to Josh, I mean, doing it at 21,
Right.
I don't know too many African-American men or women that buy houses at the age of 21. And
Right.
Josh is on your third, fourth property now?
Right.
Yeah, fourth.
Yeah, see that right there is something that, in my opinion, needs to be pushed out there a lot more. And the fact that he's in the real estate game and he's easy to reach out to, have that conversation. He's not going to steer you wrong. He's not going to lead you wrong. That's important. So that to me is one of the things that I feel like we are missing. But Miss Cheryl, I know you have to jet soon, and that's totally fine. I'm not mad at it. Before you leave, let's tell the people how they can contact you. And I just want to say thank you for joining us, and thank you for your sharing and your information, and let the people know how they can get in touch with you.
Well, thank you, Justin. I mean, thanks for reaching out and having me on the show. I really, really appreciate it. You can reach me on Instagram at Cheryl Harris Realtor, CHERYLHARRIS Realtor. You can also follow me on Facebook at Cheryl Harris, Realtor, and my contact information is there. If you have any questions at all, by all means, reach out. I'm on my phone all day. That's what we do. We look at stuff, we research. It looks like we're playing video games, but no, we're looking at houses. So if you have any questions at all, like I said, give me a call. We have options. So remember that we have options, and we just got to do it. Like, can't nobody take away our birthday, right? So just got to do it.
There we go.
And I'll talk to y'all soon. I appreciate your time. You guys have a good night. Thank you so much. It was nice meeting you. I'll talk to you later. Justin, have a good one.
All right. Thank you, Cheryl.
All right, Cheryl. Bye.
And that was Miss Cheryl Harris in the building.
Lovely lady.
Yes, absolutely. Now, I will say this. Cheryl is more of the, I don't want to say exactly where she does things at, but I know she's very heavy up north, like the McKinney, Allen, those type of areas. But I have seen her out here in Fate. I've seen her, I think, a few houses maybe out in Roy City. But one of the things I definitely wanted to ask you, Josh, was with the move, the migration, it started going east, right? Which your Forney is heavily populated. Now you're getting into areas, Heartland's becoming populated, even as far out as Crandall. But I've been seeing a huge move, a huge shift to the northeast. Me being out here in Roy City, I'm seeing people going as far out as Cattle Mills, Greenville, Sulphur Springs. I don't want to be that far out. Roy City was a stretch for me. So I could imagine, and I wanted to ask you about the type of homes, because those, I don't want to hurt, I don't want to discourage no one, right? But those homes that have just all the siding, whatever that little plastic stuff is, the vinyl homes, is that what you're seeing a lot of? Is that what you anticipating a lot of those sales going to?
I'll be honest, those particular homes, hold on. Those particular homes are definitely in the Crandall area and definitely in the Forney area. When you start going to Little Elm, Prosper, Salina, those brick homes. Those are brick homes, and they are nice. Those Cato Mills that you're talking about, they are nice. Matter of fact, I was in Anna, Texas yesterday, and Prosper yesterday. And for me, that's an hour drive, and I drive anywhere in the DFW, even in Houston, guys. So make sure you come. But I've been seeing nice homes, man. Have they been, when you go into a particular community, is it like 3 or 4 that look the same but on different streets? Yes, I am.
Right.
But that's everywhere, though.
Yeah,
that is everywhere. I mean, houses are just booming, man, just popping up everywhere, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of people is moving back to Dallas and the places where it's got nice greenery already. Dallas is an older community that has a lot of trees, and trees bring money. I want y'all to understand that when it's trees and parks and zoo, that means money and schools. Okay, so y'all start seeing schools in these communities. It's because schools bring money. I want y'all to remember that.
So let me ask you this, since you just stated that. Out here in my community, this is the first year that the elementary school has been open within my community of verandering. What does that mean for me? Is that going to equate to more property taxes? Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
I'm gonna say everything is good. That means it's growth in your community. That means it's gonna be a lot of different. Is you gonna require more taxes? Yes, that's what taxes does. But that elementary school is gonna bring your property value up as well.
Okay.
So that's why they always put schools and parks in these communities. So yeah, your taxes is gonna go up, but also your equity in your home is gonna go up as well.
Yeah, because it already shot through the roof. I
Oh,
think.
everywhere in the DFW is shot everywhere.
Yeah, because if I had another place to go, I probably would go ahead and get rid of this thing and take my little extra 100, couple of G's, and pocket that and look good for a little bit. Go back to my mama house or something. But
And one thing about me, just I, I don't mind 1, 2, 3.
I'm pretty sure he got a phone call coming in. That's the life of a real estate agent right there, where you can't control certain things. It just happens. But then this episode has been extremely needed. It's something that I'm very proud and have the honor and privilege of doing for you guys. And I hope that we all take something from this. I hope that we all understand and realize that ownership, it really does mean a lot, and being able to have a piece of the American dream, so to speak, of owning your own property, owning your own home, or even being able to get in the vicinity of doing so. Like that's one of the things that I feel like us as young African Americans and young Hispanic and young Asians, young people alike, I think that's one of the main things that we should definitely look into and do. Give me 1 second here. What's up?
My phone died. I mean, my laptop died, man.
Oh, you good? You good? I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up now.
Oh, okay.
All right, but I appreciate you being on, Josh, and I'm gonna make sure I tell the people to look you up on Facebook. And all right, cool. Yeah, once again, everybody, I just want to say, yep, we got him back. We got him back. Look at him. He's back in here fighting again.
Back in here fighting in, man. I'm sorry, y'all. My laptop needs some juice.
Now, so I wanted to ask, and we can, after this, we can pretty much wrap it up. But I wanted to ask, because this was something that was brought to my attention, and I work in private mortgages, right? Because
Right.
I do wealth management, private mortgage. So those loans, man, we can dream of having, when your mortgage payment is more than what I make in a year and you paying that monthly, I got a problem with that. It hurts my feelings, to be honest. But I wanted to speak on like redlining, because that was one thing that I was able to do history and do a little bit of research on that.
Yeah.
And that was one of the first things that came to mind when I saw that, oh, we're targeting the African American and Hispanic group. And automatically, of course, we get on our minds go to defensive, right? Our minds go to, what are you trying to do here? What are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to keep us within a certain community to keep us from going elsewhere, keep us from spreading, so to speak, right? So what does this loan look like according to what you know as redlining or zoning, so to speak? Because now they call it zoning.
Yeah, they made the nice name of zoning. Redlining is basically going all the way back to the 1960s and all the way to the 50s, and they try to keep minority communities away from the European counterparts. And then when one African American or minority move into those particular areas, they will call a whole lot of commotion to that particular African American, and that and so basically, most banks did not lend to African Americans, even though they had a great credit, even though they had the funds for that. They wouldn't do that because they had a particular red line in these particular areas where they won't go. So they always had a chart: red, yellow, and green, and things of that nature, and each color represented something for them. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm a history buff as well.
No, I'm with you.
And so when you when you understand your past, it can kind of help you with your future as well.
Absolutely.
One of the things I want people to take out of this particular opportunity right now is Bank of America and a lot of other financial institutions has had a black eye in these communities. I want y'all to understand that. So this is one of the things that trying to help them to be, more jovial in these communities. African Americans spend $1.4 trillion. So if you was a financial institution, you would want some of that money, especially if you put a nasty black eye in that community. So I want y'all to understand this. Each opportunity is your opportunities for you to do your research on. If you do your research in these particular opportunities, then you'll be able to understand if that's right for you. Redlining could possibly be their underlying goal. We don't know. We
Right.
don't know. But if you feel that you already been staying in these communities, you should already just stay in that community. If you do not feel that this opportunity is great for you, please don't do it. Please don't do it. I can dissect every loan that they have right now and tell you all the bad things about it and tell you all the good things. But you'll look at one of those things as more beneficial to you than the other loan. T-Shack, I can tell you good things about that, bad things about that. You got to stay in your house for 5 years, or things won't be forgiven. You can rent it out. I mean, I can go into it all day, but I want you to understand this is just another opportunity, another loan for you to move forward into your home.
Absolutely. And one of the main things that I always tell people is, when it comes to redlining or zoning or anything, any negative thing you may want to look at with this opportunity that Bank of America is giving, this is an opportunity for us to uplift our community and build up our communities as well.
Correct.
And you view us a certain way, or you say, hey, yeah, we want to put you in a certain area because we don't want that to reflect on, let's say, downtown or reflect on uptown. Guess what? We take pride in our community. We build our community up, and we make it desirable for them to say, hey, what are they doing? They got it. They got it over there looking right. They got it over there, and we can't compete with that. That's where I want us to get to as a community and as a race of people. If we can get to that point and that level of understanding, and especially for our younger African Americans and Hispanic brothers and sisters, take advantage of the opportunity given and flip it. Make it better than what they presented to you as. Make
Correct.
it something that, they look back and say, dang, we really messed up by giving them that, because now they took it and ran with it. Because they do it to us every time. You
Right.
you got to understand that.
And let me give y'all an example of when they did do a redlining and it didn't go the way they wanted to go. Black Wall Street.
Yep.
Black Wall Street. If you don't know anything about it, please do your history on it. Black Wall Street is a great example of one of the things that redlining did not go well for them. It created doctors, it created lawyers, it created business owners, it created real estate, and they went and burned down all that. And I won't go too much into it, but please do your research on that. And as Justin said, if it's something that forcing us to be together, you know, do the best out of it, make the best out of the opportunity, because right now you'll be a staple and have a foundation in your community and not just renting from a landlord and you claiming this block or this hood and you don't own anything. It's one of the ways to own something.
Absolutely. Yeah. I just, man, I feel like this episode was totally needed. I appreciate you, Josh, for taking the time out and joining me in explaining this. And I want you now to tell the people how they can contact you for any assistance, whether it's about this BOA loan or whether it's just looking for a home in particular. And I know you also, not only do you sell homes, but you also do rental properties as well. So floor is yours, man.
Again, guys, I'm Joshua Parker, your real estate agent. Telephone number 469-835-2801. On Instagram is J Parker the Realtor. I'm sorry, on Gmail, jparker at gmail.com. Also, my website is joshuaparkerrealestate.com. Instagram is JP Buy and Sells Houses. Sometimes I be getting them mixed up. On Facebook is Joshua Parker, my name, and I do rental properties. I do listings. I'm a buyer's agent and seller's agent. I also have Airbnbs. And also on Mondays, every other Monday, I do what I call MCM, Money Credit Motivation, and I drop tips on about credit. You looking at a guy who have an 821 credit score. I'm not trying to brag, but I'm bragging.
Josh, co-sign for your boy.
And you always got to tell your friends no when they tell you to co-sign. That's how you keep an 800. You got to tell them no.
Yeah.
When your mama or your brother ask you to co-sign, say no. But that's how you can get in contact with me. Joshua Parker, like I said, telephone number 469-835-2801. You can text me, DM me on any one of them social media websites, and make sure you check out my website, joshuaparkerrealestate.com.
Yeah, definitely. And tell us about your Monday, every other Monday. I really want to tap into that, man, because it's needed. I do within, of course, because I work for corporate America, I do some speaking engagements at different high schools within Dallas, Fort Worth. And then I tell you what, it's one program in particular, I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but those kids, they really impressed me. They came to the bank. They asked the questions that I wasn't even thinking about at that age. Mm-hmm. And for them to have an understanding earlier, it's just setting them up for success, right? Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that I wish that, you know, our parents or some of our parents had the foresight to teach us the importance of your credit, the importance of savings, the importance of being able to make your money work for you. Because I have a lot of guys now that I'm, you know, trying to coach as far as what does your 401k look like? How do you invest that money? How do you move that money? Where do you know when to move the money or touch the money or not to touch the money? You know, that's another thing that people don't understand as well. A lot of these jobs offer first-time home buying assistance where you withdraw the money from your 401k and it's not hit hard at all with penalties. And that is a tool that we have to know, and we have to be able to teach each other to share that information in order for each other so we can grow to have the things that we want to have. But once again, JP, man, I appreciate you joining. I'm looking forward to. Let me know when you do your Monday show so I can be there to support. I want to definitely listen in. I definitely want to probably even get you maybe on the network so you can start being on Roku and YouTube and everywhere else to get that message out there because it's needed, brother.
At the end of the day, Justin, I always try to be an example for my community. I don't never want to try to keep information just for my household. I feel that it's selfish and that don't make a leader. To be a community leader, be someone who's forceful, someone who has a face out here. I just don't want to talk about it. I just also want to help as well. So that's why I create Money Credit Motivation. That's why me and my son came out with a book called Joshua Learns to Save on Amazon platform. Y'all go check that out. And it teaches you about financial literacy because I understand that if you have a great foundation, you can have a great future. So these are the things that we was lacking as the financial literacy that you was explaining about 401ks and credit and when to move the money, when not to move the money. That stuff is important to us, and that we was not fortunate enough to have when we was growing up. Find your passion, find your purpose, man. And I feel like this is my passion and purpose, and I never want to keep God's blessings for me to myself. I want to make sure when my cup running over that y'all catch it.
Absolutely, man. That's powerful. I'm glad that you feel that way, man. And we need more people like you. We need more people that's driven, that has the opportunity to share their knowledge. And your knowledge is your wealth. It really is. And it helps you accomplish a lot, and it gets you to, it opens up doors really that you may not even expect it to be open, just being knowledgeable or being in the right room or knowing the right people. So Josh, once again, man, I definitely appreciate it. I'm going to be sending people your way for sure. Don't call everybody that sees this, that knows me. Don't call me no more. I do not work for Bank of America. I work for a different bank. But you see who the contact is right here, him and Cheryl. Y'all reach out to them. Leave me alone.
Call us.
Please, I don't have no answers for you. I've already directed some of y'all to his Facebook and Instagram. Check him out. Please hit him up. He'll be more than happy to help you. And with that said, everybody, we're out of here. Josh, once again, appreciate it, my brother.
Peace.